Okay, now I'm not gonna kill. Oh, damn it! I keep killing. I can't stop killing. I can't stop.
You know, I just don't think Talus's fish is all that special.
It's because it's not. It's actually made of people. Talus's fish is people. Loves me some killing. That's what makes it worth getting up in the morning. It's preventing other people from getting up in their mornings. I hate mornings that much. I've got a call. This sounds like a character idea. A villain who is so, or like a serial killer, who is so committed to making sure nobody has to endure mornings ever again that they kill people.
Break those crystals. We need to get through that barrier.
But they're over there. I'm like, okay. It's all good. Killing people is what makes life worth living. Okay, now what? Ah! Honestly, I'm not sure. Listen, we need to play WoW Midnight. Please, please let me play WoW Midnight sometime in the next millennia. It's all I'm asking. I need that WoW. I need to inject it right into my veins.
Anatolia dealt with. I hope whoever posted that plea for help feels safer tonight.
We should check the board again. It's a good way to find people who need help.
Wow, that was probably the most side quest of all side quests we've done so far. Which makes sense, it was a board quest. If you remember all the way back in Dragon Age Origins, board quests were basically tasks. Like, they were one step ahead of tasks. That's right, you gotta drink that Red Bull while making sure that nobody... See, that's the thing. You need the caffeine to make sure there's no mornings, and you need to kill people so that nobody has a morning. Ever. Death to mornings, and death to the living! Sorry. I know, this is the first... I think this is literally the second stream we've managed of Dragon Age so far. And even I wasn't sure, because I didn't really get a nap, like I said. I'm not complaining. I got adorable children. She was building a fort with several pillows, and so I had to infiltrate the fort. I just couldn't do it. It's too strong! So I had to enter snake mode. She's been really into snakes lately. So I had to enter snake mode. And then she said, no, you can't. Snakes can't bite someone who's trying to help them. I was like, well, of course. The snake's just going for a snake hug. Never, Blightval! Never! Extra long shifts. Anyways, sorry, hang on, Ross. So, actually pull up the spreadsheet to see which episodes are there. So let's see. So we've got, oh my god. So we've got like Bloom and Gloom, Tanks for the Memory, Slice of Life, Amending Fences, Do Princesses Dream of Magic Sheep, Crusaders of the Last Mark, and the Cutery Mark. All of those are total bangers. But here's the thing. Pound for pound. No, I'm going to agree with myself. Pound for pound, I prefer a show that has consistent quality over a show that has like a really good thing and then a bunch of bad stuff. Not that Season 5 was bad, but like, I mean, Season 5 had several yellows, several greens, a blue. I mean, there's a reason its average score was so much worse. I think that's true for me in video games too. I know that makes me the outlier there, and I think I can just accept that about myself. I prefer consistent quality, you know, if I can get it. And maybe part of that is because I've been a Star Trek fan for so long. Like, let's actually pull up Star Trek here for just a second, right? So let's look at Voyager, actually is a good place to go for this. More like oranges, Blightval. So Voyager is certainly a rainbow show, right? It's very rainbowy. But if you look at Season 4, Season 4 had some ughs, but it never went below blue, which is good. And it also had some a pretty solid consistency towards purple. That's a pretty good season. But then if we look over here at TNG Season 5, yes. Wait, hang on. No. Season 4, excuse me. Season 4 of TNG is probably, actually, there's no probably, it is the most consistently good Star Trek season that I have covered so far. Purple, orange, red, blue. Purple, green, purple, red, yellow, red. Purple, yellow, red, green. Orange, yellow, purple, green, blue, red, yellow, red. Now, that's a little rainbowy, but it is definitely trending up. There's very little, like if you look at it in the averages perspective, very little of TNG Season 4 is below average, is below green. And the overwhelming majority of it, like over, I think, 2/3 of it, is orange or higher. And I think at this point in my life, that's just what I prefer. And yeah, this is something I kind of wasn't even sure I had an opinion on. That would be amazing, Joel. But you're right. A game that retains consistent quality over a longer period of time tends to get more points. Now, the original intent behind that system was entirely just because I wanted to have some kind of mathematical acknowledgement of how difficult it is to retain quality, right? Longer game means way more opportunities to screw up. It does mean more opportunities to succeed. But, I mean, in reality land, the longer your game is, the more likely it is going to suck. That's just life, right? Yeah, that's why StarCraft 2 completely cracked the system in half, and I had to go back to code on that one. So, it's part of the reason why certain games, Dragon Age Origins is a good example of this, have scored so high. Is because Dragon Age Origins doesn't really dip in quality until you get to the DLCs, you know? Okay, that's not quite true. Obviously, there's the Fade and there's the Deep Roads. But my point is, that's still like 90% of Dragon Age Origins is high quality. And it retains that across a 60-hour game. Or however long it was. That's really sad, Mr. Road. Oh, no, yeah, absolutely. If Persona 5 retained the quality of Chapter 1, that would be a banger frickin' game. That would probably be the best JRPG I've ever played.
An art merchant with information on the Antab lives near here.
Is anyone there?
Hello? Are you alright?
Anton said we have in my own gallery. Then the brutes left to get more reinforcements against a single woman. Would you be a dear and clear away all the refuse by the door?
I would if it let me.
When do the Anton care about fine art?
Okay, why isn't it letting me? I'm so confused. Oh my god, it has a health bar, but it's up there? Are you seeing that? Yeah, most consistent regardless of quality season. And this is very strange. There we go. Hey. Yeah, so like Enterprise, or excuse me, TNG Season 1 still has some peaks up into yellow. But like, we look at Enterprise and I actually suspect that Season 4 of Enterprise might surpass TNG Season 4 just in consistency. It probably won't score better, but Season 4 of Enterprise, from memory, is very consistently good. And similarly, I think we're running into that already with Voyager Season 5, which does have a black and 2 blues. But looking at the episodes left, I don't think it's going to dig that far for any of what's left of Season 5. So it's another consistently good season. Yeah, the fight. The episode that killed Voyager. That always happens to me. Going as far back as when DS9 came out, which I know isn't that old. Like, there's always been one episode that just kills a Star Trek show for me. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. For Enterprise, it was Broken Bow, which is funnier. But to further make this point, Tangled is an interesting example of a very consistent show. Like, it's consistently like hovering around green to orange, pretty much right in the middle. So yeah, consistent yellow, but still, it is consistently good through the whole time. Reboot was pretty consistent. Look at season 1 of Reboot sometime, Ross. Just take a look at it.
Come in, please.
Just. Oh man, Kitten Fan. Oof. I hate your chairs.
My saviors, welcome.
Iago said you had information on the Anton.
Nice
After you.
They
outfit.
barricaded me in and said I would starve unless I handed over the contents of my gallery. Lately, they've been taking paintings, sculptures, all sorts of treasures. And to think I overheard someone in the market yesterday bragging about dealing with the atrocious brutes. The market master might know more about what those dreadful Antam are up to.
Okay. So yeah, She-Ra is another good example of a consistent show. No, legitimately. Because like
Antam villains haven't shown up again, to my relief.
those like okay, I don't want to get into that. Like season 1 was mostly below average, like a few greens, a few blues, a few yellows, a couple of oranges. And then season 2 pushed that up. A lot of oranges, a lot of reds. Season 4 started bringing in purples, and season 5 is like purples and reds. Like that is a near consistent incline of quality across all of She-Ra. That is strange. Like I know most shows kind of get better over time, but that's weird increase. Like so, for example, so far we're currently in season 6 of MLP. So season 1 was 48%, season 2 was 73, then 75, then 79. So that is a consistent increase all the way up to season 4. Season 5 dipped a little bit down to 74%. Still good. And MLP is probably one of the most consistent. MLP is the StarCraft 2 of shows, right? Like, if I was to review this in my own system, it would break the bank for the same reason StarCraft 2 did. It's 9 seasons of excellent TV. I don't know what to add to that. You know? Yeah. One step down. Anyways. So, can I complain about her boobs for a second?
Look around.
No, hear me out. They're in the wrong place. In fact, her whole body is wrong. Like, ignore the titillation for just a second. Like, look at her torso. So her head's here, and then she has an unusually long neck. And then her torso is, like, strangely elongated and then truncated at the same time. Like, her torso is wrong. Right? Just look at that. She's... Ugh, like that. That's... Okay, what do we got? How's my money doing? I have a little bit of money. 90 gameplay positives. That would be really high. Oh, that reminds me. I do need to give a plus to gameplay. Thank you for reminding me.
Week's exhibition.
Like, see, the weird thing is, it's not that her breasts are sagging. I can't believe I'm talking about this, but whatever. Construction. Like, the underside is clearly down here, where, like, her intestines should be starting. It's...
Drive out if you Antam for me, would you?
Again, it's just kind of the same problem I've had with the visuals of this game since I first saw the character creator. They just look wrong. And now I, too, am the mage killer. It's okay, thank God we don't have a Kinari companion. Could you imagine having to look at a Kinari all the time when... I guess we'll just walk there. Either way. Look, I know we have a Kinari or party member. It was one of the first party members they showed in the preview stuff. I also know that they look terrible because they're Kinari in this game. Perfectly modeled breasts in a video game.
Doing normal business during an occupation. Feels crowded like a city always does.
Dragon Age 2! They were so good, I gave them a negative.
Alright, you should talk to the Market Master if we want to learn why Antam is stealing pieces of art. Hello. This might sound strange, but I was told you might know about Antam stealing paintings.
It's bad for business. And somebody here knows something. Everyone notices the master of the market. But you, stay hidden. Listen near the stalls. You might learn something about our Antam art collectors.
Let's listen carefully around the market.
Listen.
I don't want to scare anyone off.
I don't think anybody here wants to talk about anything else, but you won't.
Busy as anything, but no help to be found anywhere.
The Antam have scared people off, but the crows are after him. You'll see.
Okay, so let's see. What can I talk about that isn't boobs? I've got it! So over on Voyager... No, I'm kidding.
How's business?
Can't complain.
But I mean, Antam, I didn't think they went in for things like fancy paintings.
I wouldn't know anything about... Well, that would explain the Antam who came by not an hour ago. They took my best sculpts without paying.
Right here.
Oh, yes. I did hear they've been piling up stolen goods in a camp in the Drowned District.
The Antam aren't exactly being subtle anymore.
That merchant said they're stockpiling stolen art at a camp in the Drowned District. Let's start there.
But no, speaking of boobs, I'm done. I swear, I'm done. Nurez has asked a really valid question. Has the score of this game surprised me so far? Yeah, actually. I'm going to be really honest with you. I was never expecting the story of this game to score. Ignoring the fact that I walked in with a neutral disposition, the fact is that any game made under that kind of crunch is probably not going to crush it on the story axis. Duh, right? That's not me being negative, that's just me being realistic. As I've said many, many times this very stream, the one thing you need more than anything else to put out a good story is time. So imagine my shock when the gameplay has been as legit as it has been. I haven't even switched over controller yet. I'm starting to heal. We'll get there. We'll get there.
We're close to that camp where the Antam took that merchant's stolen sculptures.
It's very strange. So the short answer is I don't know, Leitoval. I suspect it has something to do with the cat allergies, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. The problem is, so it's one of those weird situations where it causes blisters and other issues, and then that causes the skin to get weaker as new skin replaces the old skin. And then the new skin isn't strong enough to really resist being blistered again, so it re-blisters, and it just kind of repeats. The last time I ran into this problem, which was several years ago at this point, back when I was actually taking care of that stupid cat. It was actually a different cat, excuse me. Stop shooting me. Stop shooting me. It eventually just went away on its own as the skin got tough enough to resist it.
Or any sign of what the Antam are doing with it?
It is also possible I have a similar issue. It's not actually psoriasis, but it's similar to psoriasis, where my own immune system is attacking my skin.
Nothing here.
I forget what it's called. I'm not sure about that. In order to diagnose that would take some pretty serious analysis. Like, I would have to go to a specialist doctor, get some scans, blah, 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 and I'm not made of money, so...
Nothing here either.
And I live in the United States.
Still nothing. I don't see anything that merchant in the market was talking about. No stolen art. We should go back and talk to him.
It is so dark. Look at this. Look at this screen. So, we never got to really show off earlier what it looks like here if we, do this. See, that is way more palatable. Look at that. It's possibly a little too bright, but still, that's visible. What in the world? Like earlier, I could only tell that there was a blind jump there because I could see the reflections of the water. My goodness. No. We'll just live with it. We'll just live with it. And give it 87,000 negatives. I want to tank the score of the entire game just because of the lighting of one zone. Okay, jokes aside, this probably does deserve a negative. Lighting balance is actually an aspect of game design, and it has actually been a problem for me more than once. In fact, I think this is actually the third time I've run into this issue. I actually didn't really have much. Never got around to it. Yeah, darkness can be a gameplay mechanic. I don't think this qualifies. Now, maybe there was going to. Maybe there was some point in the development where Treviso was supposed to be a section where you have, I don't know, like, you would hide in darker areas away from light, specifically to try and sneak your way in, or avoid attention, or reduce the amount of encounters you have, or something, right? But that's not the game we're playing. If I could continue to complain for just a second, this screen is another perfect example of what I mean when I say the lighting here is just kind of strange. So let's actually look at this screen for a second, right? So what are our sources of light? So we got one right over here, behind the shop, which is fine. Then we've got the lit fire over there, lit fire over there. And we got these lanterns over here. Not a small amount of light. You know, we got plenty of light up there. There's some light coming in through the windows. And yet this spot right here is really dark. Like, weirdly dark. Right? Like, it's... You see what I'm seeing about this. Even though there are several light sources. In fact, there are 3 distinct light sources that should be casting a light into this area. I can actually see myself right there, more than I can see the screen. So, for those of you who know, where lighting in a video game is all... it's all designed. It's something that you have to actually do. There's no such thing as automatic lighting. And what this means to me is someone didn't place the, I forget what it's called, lighting in several of these areas. Because it's only in some areas, too. Like, if we scooch over here, this is fine. It was 10 feet immediately. In fact, even if I just look back this way, this area is fine. It's a little dim, but I can still see what I'm looking at, right?
Try the Alluvia Carina. Mayotte has been...
Hell, this area is practically brightly lit compared to that, and still gets across the idea of being nighttime. Just weird. Anyways, sorry.
That merchant who said the Antam stole his artwork. He's with the Venatori. Bet he caught us listening in.
Damn it. Bet he took off the second we left the market.
The note said the Antam are trading the art to Venatori. Okay. We're close to the camp where Antam are trading with the Venatori for magical components.
That death feeds us!
It's those snoops from the market.
Good job.
Keep it coming, Rook. Good job.
All right. Let's find out what the Antam and the Venatori are
Hi,
at.
Evo. And thank you, Wenlock, very, very much for the sub. Give me 1 second. I will go ahead and jot that down. Hey, Evo, did you know you're awesome? I know you don't. I know you constantly think ill of yourself, so I'm just going to remind you periodically. You're awesome. Let's just see. 1... Midnight in Skyrim. Okay. Do not be so afraid of magic. We must throw off the superstition which yoked us under the Cune. The Venatori's enchanted powders and crystals have produced wonderful effects with the Gatlock. More power, more displacement, a heat like dragon's fire, but it's not ready. Okay.
This note is about Gatlock, that Canary blasting powder. The Antam are using magical components from the Venatori to make it more explosive, much more explosive.
We've got to stop them. Gatlock is already dangerous enough.
We have to tell Teir and Viago.
But no, I've been stuck in the side quest mines. I've also decided to not do any more puzzles with 3 exceptions. And I will do the 3, but that's it. In the interest of sanity and PFR, we're not going to pull an Inquisition.
Rampaging through Minratos, blighted people.
That's a bad death. Think what...
Good news?
The Venatori are helping the Antam make their Gatlock explosives even more powerful.
What?
It's not ready yet. They're still experimenting.
Then we have some time. The crows will investigate.
We had better. I am sure we'd be among the Antam's first targets.
Okay, I think that's it for the moment. Let's double check something. So let's be thorough, lest Bladetevel accuse me of falsehoods. Like how everyone's still weak. They're getting there, but they're still weak. Okay, so, let's see, hang on. Yeah, I might grab a couple that are, like, some of my build is stuck behind. No promises, though. Okay, let's see. So it's in the lighthouse. Okay. Well, that's where we're going to start our next few quests. Anyways, so sure. Oh, God, I just... Okay, 3 meetings face-to-face under the sky is what that said. I do like good songs. Oh, I give up. Moving on. Let's go to the necropolis. Which I don't remember which is which. Oh god, which one's which? No! Belara, huh? Is there no fourth one? I guess not. It did say 3. Alright.
Must be 2 more. That's the second. One more to go.
Huh.
Okay. That did something.
I do like some things. What, divine imperative? I do, in fact, even. That it? That appears to be it. Oh dear God, there's no search, is there? Heroes also can't dodge roll in this room to break all the stuff. I'm very sad. Look, there's always got to be cheese.
Okay, Balara, what's your lead on getting us a Fade expert for the team?
Good evening.
Greetings.
Rook, so we need a Fate expert. I've been writing to a senior mage who fits the part. But right now he's on an expedition, so I reached out to his colleagues to find him. This is Lady Myrna and Vorgoth. They're necromancers. Mournwatch ones, I mean.
Your friend's request for a Fade expert was urgent. How darksome are things outside Navara?
We've seen terrible magic. Old magic. It'll get worse unless we step up.
I see. Balara's correspondent is Professor Emmerich Volkarin, a Fade expert and powerful psychagogue.
You will need him.
Where can I find him?
The Professor is currently delving the shrouded halls in the Grand Necropolis. We will grant you passage to look for him. Where the dead. Lately they grow restless.
Okay, double checking. We're good. I mean, Warden always wins. Obs. Sure. Oh my god, Bregman. Of course, you just made me think of, like, a big old, like, professional wrestler who also is a necromancer. And then I realized I've seen that in a game before.
This is it. No sign of the Professor.
I hope he's here and that he doesn't mind us disturbing him. He is a senior necromancer. I don't... Oh!
Good question, Lord Hermon.
What a marvelous surprise! Any trouble with the lift? Our last guests were stuck for hours. Poor souls. Oh. Professor Emmerich Volkarin of the Mournwatch.
Hello, Professor. We've never met. Well, in person, but I've been writing to you.
Balara, my dear girl. What a pleasure. Surely you didn't come all this way just to see me.
Actually...
Stop shaking his hand. There you go.
You see, we need a Fade expert.
I'm Rook.
Charmed.
I didn't expect such a warm welcome. Considering.
Please, don't be put off. The workforce is perfectly harmless. I'd be pleased to continue our conversation after I tend to some small business here.
Okay.
I must investigate. Would you two mind accompanying me further into the shrouded halls?
Hang on.
Toward that screaming.
Something's gone awry in this part of the necropolis, Rook. The dead stir more easily than they should.
Oh, wow. I've never seen anything like this.
Are we underground? It's like... Anyways.
I think something's ahead.
Strange. These halls should be under the protection of the bell.
Is that a despair demon?
Fascinating, isn't it? They shouldn't be able to breach the shrouded halls at all.
Take your word for it.
Careful, Rook. It singled you out.
Oh no.
Careful, Rook. It singled you out.
You just... Please don't be Harding. Don't pull a Harding on me.
It's vital we discover why that spirit manifested here.
Lead the way, Professor.
Something might have been disturbing their bones. Don't look at me, I just got here.
Someone's barred the door and chained the sunken star.
There's undead here.
We may need to defend ourselves depending on their condition.
Yeah, it's fine.
There's no reaching these. They're mindless.
You can't control them?
I'm afraid sometimes the weaker dead work themselves into frenzies. Poor things.
Please stop licking my boots.
On to you.
I mean, I admit I have a predilection for necromancy in general.
I must free that bell.
Need some help?
Thank you. The star, the bell, can banish these despair spirits if we unchain it.
But, like, just to put this into perspective, of course I'm going to play the Necromancer spec. I had to be talked out of playing the Necromancer spec in Wrath of the Righteous, because apparently there's no way to be a good character and be a Necromancer in Wrath of the Righteous. And I'm not going to be horrifically evil, so I just had to let that go. And I took multiple people convincing me of being like, no, listen, you're going to be horribly evil. And it's like, but Necro, Okay. I accept it.
We'll need a wisp to unseal the doors leading out. Could you please find one and bring it here?
Okay.
The Necro. Okay.
How?
Give your greetings, and the wisp will follow.
Hello.
Ah, wisps are the simplest of spirits, but quite helpful. Bring the wisp here, and we can unseal the doors.
That's actually...
Doors open. Where to now?
That would be interesting, Eva.
To the upper chambers, where we can free the bell. There's someone I'd like to consult with on the way.
I've actually been thinking about something, speaking of which, and Rogue Trader changed my mind. I don't know if you knew this, Eva. I've been playing Rogue Trader recently with a couple of friends, and that's been pretty enjoyable. I can't wait to play more of it. But Rogue Trader kind of made me change my mind on something, because I was thinking about, and I was still chewing on this, giving a negative for Wrath of the Righteous because of the fact that some of the class choices lock you in story-wise, right? Well... the thing is, it makes a degree of sense in certain specific cases. And this is why Rogue Trader made me think about this. Because in Rogue Trader, you can go full chaos. Heretical, I think, is the name of it. And that's evil. And that makes sense. It is completely logical that if you are a follower of chaos, then you are evil because you're a follower of chaos, and all that that implies. So it makes it's logical. It perfectly follows within the setting's confines. It doesn't break the setting just because I want to play Pink Darth Vader. And while I am in favor of Pink Darth Vader, I think not letting me play Pink Darth Vader is more of an absence of a positive than a presence of a negative kind of a thing, right? Now, if, for example, Rogue Trader let me be a good heretical person, sure. If Wrath of the Righteous let me be a good necromancer, great. That might be positive worthy. But I don't think it's going to be negative worthy just because they don't. Because, to use WoW as an example here, it is not possible to play an evoker that is any other race because evokers are built as everything else is in Warcraft. So, I'm serious though, like, evokers were an experiment by a specific dude who built a finite number of evokers. There's no evoker training, right? It's built into who you are. So you can't just have a human evoker, right? It makes sense that you can't have a human evoker. That's logical. That make them there's work and effort put into making that make sense. It's the same thing with why you don't really have new demon hunters and why you don't have new death knights. We've talked about that as well. Those are actually the only 3 restrictions. Everything else is fair game because everything else is just trained. You could be an evil paladin and a good warlock or anything in between because that's the way the setting is constructed. So you get the point. You get the point. So no negative to Roth for that.
Just Emily, please.
You weren't that surprised we need a Fade expert.
The spirits talk. Even the simplest have been clamoring about chaos in the Fade. Someone coming to consult wasn't an if, so much as a when.
Now, I should mention, I don't actually know the Pathfinder setting as well as I do the Forgotten Realms setting, which it was kind of based off of, but, you know, whatever. Wow, that did not let me move at all. Good is a point of view, Anakin, says the extremely evil person. The number of people who've quoted that unironically to me is kind of funny, because you realize that's Emperor freaking Palpatine saying that, right? Like, the 3rd most evil character in that entire setting. Anyways. Hello. Oh, wrong button. There we go.
Nice hit, Rook.
Yeah.
Good going, Emmerich.
Yeah, Tarkin's at the top. I've said it for years, Tarkin is one of the most evil characters in that setting. Without going into, like, stupid stuff.
That looked like it hurt.
Anyway, sorry, to finish my sentence briefly. I'm not sure if Pathfinder operates the same way Forgotten Realms does. But in Forgotten Realms, things like liches and, most importantly, vampires can't be good. It's because of the fact that there's something in that setting called the negative energy plane. Now, the negative energy isn't like... It's fueled by negative things. Hatred, malice, fear, pain, right? Like, just really horrible stuff. It is the exact opposite of the positive energy plane, which does that, right? So, the idea is if you are a true vampire, you're not really the same person. You are a negative energy imbued version of yourself, which is why, to use a direct example, in Baldur's Gate 3, someone like Asterion could be a perfectly good, bad, or in between, because he's not a fully fledged vampire. He's I forget the term. But if you go full vampire, spoilers, you can actually have Asterion go full vampire. And if you do, he instantly becomes horrifically evil, which makes sense. Because of the nature of now he is a negative energy being, right? Same thing with liches, for the most part. Liches tend to be entities that just channel negative energy, and therefore they kind of can't be good. It's not possible. Again, I'm not sure if Pathfinder follows the same rules, but you get the general idea. Anyway, sorry. Moving on. What was this?
Can't do this without a wisp.
No, it's not Darth Malik. Give me a break. No, Tarkin's at the top. Sure.
Of course.
Now, so here's the interesting question.
That's really cold.
Echoes of the despair spirits, misery devouring itself. We should keep our distance. If provoked, these manifestations will shatter.
So here's an interesting question. Because as I just mentioned, in Forgotten Realms, there's a logic behind why liches are, automatically evil. It's also worth noting there is an asterisk there. There are other methods by which gaining something similar to lichdom, which explicitly is not evil. I can't remember what they're called, but the first one was like this elven thing, and there's a few other variants like that. But anyways, getting back to the point. I don't know what Pathfinder's reasoning is for it, because Forgotten Realms has a reason for it. It has bothered to, for lack of a better way to put it, earned it, right? So if there is an explanation in Pathfinder, cool. If the explanation is because the GM said so, that is less cool. Again, I am acting in ignorance here. Now, excuse me, I need to say thank you to Little One. Thank you, Little One, very much. If you give me a second, I will jot that down while Evo listens to this song. Live Alive, FTR, and Fire Emblem Ooze. Top 10, that's impressive. So the co-op is honestly, I don't want to say it's bad, but it was tacked on after the fact and it shows. It is problematic, is what I would call it. It reminds me of a lot of earlier co-op games where you really have to be coordinating with your friends in order to not constantly screw each other over. Now, is it still fun? Absolutely. We're not that far. We just left Chapter 1, is what I would call that, to say that as non-spoilery as possible. So only like 70,000 hours in. You know how Owlcat games are. No, it's just like... The reason I stalled there, Evo, is if you asked me what are my top 10 songs, I would stall on that. I'm not sure I could come up with a top 10 list. Like, if you put a gun to my head, I probably could. Like, I have the Zero playlist, right? But the Zero playlist is morphic by design. And, as of this exact moment in time, the Zero playlist has 62 songs in it. So, I don't know how to pick a top 10 out of that. So 3 wisps for this, huh?
This is lock 2. I didn't see any wisps around.
Then I shall call for aid. They've answered. We'll need to guide the wisps who've just arrived to the door.
Oh, goody. I wouldn't restrict myself to anything. A top 10 is a top 10 list. That's the restriction. You get 10 songs. How about you guys? I have hundreds of songs that I love. Again, my Zero playlist, which is the absolute cream of the crop, is 62 songs strong.
Those wisps really came just because you asked.
They care for us, Rook. our ever-loyal friends amongst the dead.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Evo. You know how I do my songs, right? 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, right? Which of those would this song be? You're not dumb. You're awesome. We already talked about this. Where's Vivi? Vivi! Vivi! Whap! Whap! I'm gonna whap you with Vivi. Whap!
Here's our second wisp.
Do they mind following us around?
Wisps often seek out mortal company. They're drawn to us as flowers turn towards a sun.
Aw, that's sweet.
It's a good song, by the way. But I notice you haven't answered my question, which is a crime punishable by being informed just how much more awesome you really are.
There's the last wisp.
Good. Let's return to the door.
Strange. $11, Ross. Oh, sorry. Hang on. Sorry. Proviso.
Well done. Past these chambers, we'll find some assistance with reaching the bell. Despair is far more pervasive than I'd thought.
You have no idea.
Stop who's ever drawing these spirits here, Rook.
You think a person's behind all the despair demons?
Oh yes. Mortals are their prime attraction.
So, 0 playlist then, Evo. Wow. That is impressive. So you asked my Pop Mega Man OST. Problem is, when you say Mega Man, my mind, without me meaning to, automatically translate that as classic Mega Man, aka Mega Man 1 through 11. So of that list, I would say Mega Man 11. Followed by 3, followed by 5. But if you mean all games that have Mega Man in the title, Mega Man X1. That's honestly a pretty easy one.
Trouble over there.
They're at range.
Hey Evo, have I ever mentioned that I appreciate that you follow me? Which means you have really good taste in streamers, obviously, since you're following me. So thank you for having good taste, too. Blade Taval's got a point. You're not going to argue with Blade Taval, are you? Some say the last person to argue with Blade Taval. Well, let's just say they're still picking up the pieces. That's a win, Rook! Sorry. I said I'd stop making fun of that.
Strike, Harding.
Do you mind repeating your questions while I get some catharsis in here? Catharsis. Why? I'm trying to placate the dead. God.
How do we get rid of all these despair demons?
Their source is near the bell you saw earlier. Ringing it will banish them, but we must find who lured them there in the first place.
So I decided, just for the heck of it, to decide in advance who I was going to romance. I actually decided this 2 days ago now. So I'm just telling you that now so that you know that nobody's really influencing my opinion on it when you see who I have decided to romance. I'll give you a hint. It was between two people, and I was very torn between two because I have absolutely no interest or investment in either of them. So it was kind of a coin flip. My favorite regional music? Video game, obviously.
Tell me, Rook, where are you from?
I grew up in Tevinter.
Our cousins in Magecraft to the north. You must tell me about your journeys once we're above ground.
Leave it to me.
I'll give you one hint. It is not Harding. I'm here to help, Giga. Yeah, do it. Do it, Evo. Do it. What, the fact that everything's glowing? I've been thinking about that. It's a good thing they are, because if they weren't, I probably couldn't tell anything I was doing.
This is where we'll learn who summoned these despair spirits.
But how?
You must open yourself to possibilities while in the necropolis. Would you mind lighting those braziers, Rook?
What the heck is 16 strikes? I've played Baldur's Gate 3, I don't know what that is. A hummingbird moth.
This should unseal our final pass to the bell. It's best we unchain it quickly.
And then?
The sunken star will drive away despair. Any malicious spirit that hears the tolling of the bell will be banished to the Fade.
Even banishing demons is extra fancy down here.
It's one of the specialities of the necromantic arts. One of our better known ones, perhaps.
I think most people know about the undead stuff.
Excellent. Approach the body and we'll begin. By seal and flame, who brought despair in our midst? Despair! Who brought it here?
Venatori!
Oh my god, it was the extremely evil cultist we've been fighting literally the entire game. Sorry.
The Venatori. Of course. This way, please.
What did you just do?
The colloquial term is corpse whispering, a gift that manifested with my magic.
Wow.
Honestly, I've no idea how the other Watchers navigate the necropolis without it.
Harding, you talk to stones.
Shh. I think I hear someone.
This map is useless. We wasted 3 slaves in those traps. If that Hand of Glory burns down...
So don't dawdle.
We found those Venatori.
No place in these halls.
This cannot be.
They weaken!
Do we? I don't feel very weak. Do you guys feel weak? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Venatori after? Gold? Artifacts?
Raw magic. Their first envoys were obsessed with gathering power for some new masters.
Ah, I'll fill you in on them later.
It is a Monday. That's a fair point. Yeah, let me settle the dead here. Whoa, there, Rook.
I hear a despair spirit.
Your death will be the start!
No one hit him. I'm dying.
I mean, I was trying to think of what freezing despair would feel like in real life. Wouldn't that just make despair stronger? Right? Like...
Well, down one more despair demon. That's the last of them.
I see someone by the crates.
I don't think they're Venatori. This looks interesting.
A spirit labyrinth? I didn't know they'd learn to make... miniature ones into Vinter?
Oh yeah, I need to figure out how to do that real quick.
Hello. Did the Venatori bring you here?
They said I'd spilled the wine too many times. That I'd be a better sacrifice than slave.
You are in Navarra, sir. There are no slaves on our soil. Please remain here. After we've seen to the rest of the Venatori, I'll send for someone to escort you above.
Oh, all right.
Those Venatori dragged that man down here just to die.
The Watchers will shelter him. We'll inquire if he has any family in Minrathous.
I know people in Minrath.
Thank you. We'd welcome the assistance. As for the Venatori, what remains of them will be put to work.
Sorry.
The Sunken Star can help us if we break the Venatori's chains.
Right.
Also notice Red Lyrium is just kind of their thing this game too. Like everybody uses Red Lyrium.
Yes.
I'm not even mad, it's just interesting.
Save the lift!
Kill them all but save the limbs?
There's a fight ahead.
I must have misheard. I thought it was the Venatori saying save the limbs, not Emmerich.
That's the last chain.
We must return to the lower level to ring the bell.
What the hell?
Be ready. The ritual to wake the bell will draw Despair's attention.
And any more Venatori?
I'll need you to keep them occupied while I work.
Okay.
There's the Venatori.
Stop failing, fool!
Venatori brought demons.
Typical of them.
How we doing, Emmerich?
The bell is slowly wakening, but we must fight a little longer.
Nice one. That's the rage demon. Get clear.
Halfway there.
Right on him. On to you.
The Despair spirit walks softly.
Not ready yet. I got that.
I mean, if we can throw elitism out the window for a second. Like, do we need elitism? We're just gonna get rid of it. Okay, so now that we've gotten rid of elitism, I have actually found over my 40 years of playing video games that games that actually have difficulty options tend to have a sweet spot. I don't mean for everybody. I don't mean for different players or different skill sets. That's different. That's a different concept.
Now, the Grand Necropolis shows itself.
I mean, some games just operate better at certain skill ranges. Or, sorry, at certain difficulty ranges.
Wow, those despair demons vanished.
Pretty impressive.
Thank you. But come, let's ensure these cultists didn't leave anything dangerous behind. I'll ask our attendants to gather their bodies later, of course.
I actually have a perfect example that right off the top of my head. Dragon Age 2. In Dragon Age 2, cranking the difficulty up doesn't really make the game more enjoyable like it arguably should, because of the nature of how the game is constructed and designed. Cooldown focused, relatively small kit, intense gameplay intended for relatively short combat bursts, way too many encounters, and if you crank the difficulty up, way too much health. It drags the entire experience down, right? Now, what would be ideal is something like this game, where you could switch enemy health and aggressiveness and damage and all that as individual sliders, in which case, cranking down the health in Dragon Age 2, but leaving the damage high would have actually been ideal. But you get the idea, right? As is, I always recommend you crank the difficulty down in Dragon Age 2, and just enjoy it for what it is.
And this is a severed hand.
It can't be. A hand of glory? The Venatori should never have this. I must find out where it came from.
By contrast, Dragon Age Origins is a game that I think really shines best when you crank the difficulty all the way up. Excuse me. Especially because of the fact that that game has such good encounter design, enemy design, boss design, and tons of builds and kits, and just... It's designed to be a tactical game, you know, like a CRPG.
Let me know when you'd like to return to the chambers above.
Hang on, hold up.
Let me take one last look around.
Making sure. It cannot be, Brigwin. That you do not like the line, it cannot be. I do not believe it. No, there's a line I actually like less than it cannot be, and that line is, enough! DOS 2 is another excellent example of a game that actually plays better at highest difficulty, and frankly, ditto with Baldur's Gate 3. In fact, other than the stream, I've never played Baldur's Gate 3 on anything other than Tactician. No, that's not true. One of the co-op playthroughs is only playing on hard. Hi, PB Good Fate. So in an MMO, I mean, I'd copy-paste WoW. just to be really honest about that. So, WoW already has multiple difficulty tiers, and those difficulty tiers change the mechanics that the bosses use, and how much, how punishing those mechanics are to fail to succeed at. Not as a scale, though, right? Let me explain that a little bit. Let's say the boss has a big, unavoidable attack. The damage of those big, unavoidable attacks doesn't go up very much when you turn the difficulty up. Because it shouldn't. Like, obviously it does go up a little bit because you want your healers to be paying more attention. But that's an unavoidable attack. By contrast, the big old attack over here, which you are supposed to avoid, the damage of that is, like, doubled. And the big, super obvious attack that you're never supposed to be hit by, that attack might just straight up kill you on a higher difficulty. Sense make? Very specific and careful usage of adjusting the fights for each difficulty tier is what WoW does, and probably one of the reasons why they're still the best in the business when it comes to boss design. Now, there are some other ways to do that. For example, Delves have their own thing. I haven't done the prey system, so I'm not sure how that's going to work out yet. We'll find out about that in a couple months. But just, WoW, that's how I would do that. I mean, Legion Remix also showed they can have a hard mode overworld, and it worked out really well.
Shall we depart?
Let's get back to the lighthouse.
You can tell me why you've sought out a Fade expert on the way?
I know it's a lot, but I swear we've seen the blighted elven gods ourselves.
I think it counts.
It would explain recent Oniric disruptions.
At the least. The implications of what Rook's witnessed are... Ah, thank you, Manfred.
No one ever brings me tea after I slog through a haunted crypt.
My assistant, Manfred. Always thoughtful.
You spoke of danger to the Fade.
The elven gods plan to tear it wide open to get to the Blight. And they've already messed with it. Demons, tears in reality. Our team needs a Fade expert.
Many Watchers never depart Navarra. But with events so dire...
I'd be delighted to assist.
It has been many years since you left us.
Well, yes, but elven gods, ancient magics... I couldn't bear miss this. Besides, I've spent my life exploring the Fade and speaking to spirits. If Rook needs an expert, none are better qualified than I.
Only if your assistant's coming.
Manfred? But of course.
Welcome aboard.
Wonderful. I'll gather my things. Come, Manfred.
How do they make sure Manfred doesn't smell bad?
The Grand Necropolis
No.
was at peace again, and Emmerich was off to a new adventure. But in Navarra, nothing stays down for long.
Little did he realize.
Unearthed something no one should have, and delivered it to the worst possible person. Emmerich's journey would soon bring him face to face with the gloaming lantern.
Thanks, game. Thanks for just killing any interest I had in that story arc. And stop it! Never, Giga! Never. I need my pain bones. Next time on Dragon Age Z. Well, yeah, I guess we could go chat with Emmerich. He does have a limited time conversation, so it's a good time to do it, I suppose. This way, I think?
A third edition of the Unnameable Elements? I didn't even know it had editions.
Oh, it's much improved with the index. Please, borrow it if you'd like.
I'd love to. Oh, Rook, you probably wanted to say hi. Thanks, Professor.
You look moved in?
Just a few essentials. Manfred was a great help with the boxes. What a fascinating place this lighthouse is. What do you make of it?
You're asking me? Well, I suppose I can't hold it off anymore because I wasn't going to tell you until we had the first real time to flirt with the character in question. The other one I was really torn by, ironically, just left the scene. But yes, it is flirt time.
I think I like it better with a necromancer in the place.
Do you?
Especially one with experience.
I must be sure to live up to expectations.
Did you get the tour yet?
Oh, I've been exploring, but I noticed a few of the others taken aback by Manfred, and I overheard remarks about my skulls. My necromancy won't cause any undue worry, will it?
No way. Ugh. But a few people might not get it.
Oh, I'd hope to make a good first impression.
Balara's excited you're here. Everyone else just has to get to know you.
Please excuse me. Manfred and I should finish our inventory. Thank you for stopping by.
So yeah, obviously I have no interest in Nev, and Harding is a non-starter, and same thing with the Kunari. So that doesn't leave a lot of options. Lucanus isn't bad, but I don't want to date Batman. Like, so I was just kind of like, eh. I'm pretty sure he's already been nominated, looking him up. So that just left. Yeah, there's also a demon involved, which is just... So yeah, that left Balara and Emmerich. And so I was torn between Balara and Emmerich. And obviously I hadn't even met Emmerich yet. I just knew he was like the Fade expert, so it's like, okay. Oosh, oosh. Then I flipped for it.
Before I left, Myrna and Veilguard asked if we could assist with an outbreak of hauntings across Thedas. They also mentioned displaced wisps in the necropolis. I'm not sure what's frightened them, but it bears investigation.
Hauntings and scared wisps? Let's look into it.
Thank you. We'll depart for the necropolis whenever you're ready.
Just checking everything, doing my due diligence. Okay. Congrats, Kid Viper. Hypothetically, I suppose.
About these hauntings.
Emmerich was worried about displaced wisps, too.
Why is there so much wind down here? In here? Whatever. I mean, I wasn't going to romance Nev anyways, so that's whatever.
Let's see if we can figure this out.
Figured it out. Wait, what's bad with Age of Mythology R on the story axis? I remember loving the story of Age of Mythology. I did, actually, Evo.
I wonder what this is about.
The real shame of it is I think it would depend on the exact specifics of the implementation.
There we go.
Because that's what kind of matters, right? Like, again, to go back to Warcraft for a second. Death Knights have a really specific and precise reason why you can't have new Death Knights. It's not like a general Death Knights are evil thing, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of
Let's see if we can figure this out.
work there. So, you know, it makes you evil, but okay, sure. Why? Like, what's the specifics? I didn't enjoy the Titans missions back in the day. Make of that what you will.
Here's one of those scattered wisps Emmerich mentioned. There must be a proper place for it somewhere.
Well, I mean, okay. So to use a made-up example, because I don't know, right? As I just mentioned earlier, there's some work and effort put into Warcraft to explain how the various fundaments work, right? If a setting, let's use Dragon Prince as an example, just says, this is evil, just go with it, I don't find that particularly convincing at that point, right? Jeez, what did you send me?
Door's locked. Maybe it'll open if we bring more wisps.
What did you send me?
What's so important behind there?
Hang on. What? Why would I ever get bored of the hair, first of all? But second of all, you're terrifying. I've decided not to romance him now, just for you. Alright, Balara, come on. Let's get with the smoochies. Sorry, Giga says I can't romance Heinrich. I gotta... Or Heinrich, or... Necro guy. I can't remember his name. Look, I've got plenty of beard and also hair for his neck. It'll be fine. His neck will be thoroughly romanced. Oh god, that's a good point. That might be another franchise we're about to lose, is the Age of series. I didn't even think about that. Ugh. Whatever. We had a good run. Moving on. Okay. Listen, everybody knows I like older women, so...
I wonder what this is about.
Emmerich's halfway there.
There we go.
My God, Kid Viper. They might actually be not complete crap. Oh my God, where's the frickin' thing? Ah! And I lost it. Where's the goddamn thing? Okay, there it is. I apparently just went the perfect wrong way for that. Come here. Yeah, everyone's player sexual. Which, to be clear, I don't like, and I'm never changing my mind on that. But I'm not going to ding it for it. It's just a choice.
We got it.
It's the Final Fantasy XII of dating.
That isn't the last wisp, is it? That locked door needs another one.
Right.
I
Let's look
swear
around.
to God. I was gonna say, we can think of what, 2 games where they force themselves on you? Because that's negative worthy, right there. Oh, God. I don't remember her name, but yeah, I remember the scene. Hey, you want to bang? Sure. What?
That last wisp's unlocked this door. Let's take a look.
No, actually, no, it might have been PB, yeah. Kinsey, that was her name. No, by all means, Koenig Scout. What is it? What game? Actually, ditto Octochi. In my very first time playing.
Dead Venatori? How'd they get in here when the door was locked?
I'm pretty sure that's not uncommon. Oh yeah, you can sleep with Jack immediately. And if you do, you pretty much fail her romance and kind of screw over her loyalty. Because, you know, you just had sex with her without the lead-up required.
Sealed tight.
Stand back. Are you Venatori? Are there sniffing rats? What fall have you all? This vault's riches are mine. I tore them from the dead, and with me, they will remain.
Was that a demon?
Must be. Let's search around. Maybe the Venatori know something.
Okay. Sure. Jack's awesome. Jack was one of the few bright spots, character-wise, in Mass Effect 3. Well, we don't know. How to leave this bloody place.
This note says the door's seals are tied to demons out in the world. Killing them unseals the door, but they'll keep returning until we destroy whatever's behind the door itself.
Time for a hunt.
Let's keep an eye out.
Top 3 characters in Mass Effect 3? Mordin, obvious one. If we're counting Citadel, I'll agree to Joker. Joker is also the most consistently good character in the entire franchise.
Thank you for coming, Rook. We're in need of your assistance.
Emmerich said there were hauntings.
Malign spirits freed by the gods.
They have concretized into a variety of forms. Left unchecked, these spirits will cause great harm.
They must be put to rest.
This haunting was once a spirit of curiosity.
It has turned to a darker purpose.
We must keep track of our skeletal assistants.
Are any lost?
Intermittently. One revels in hiding in the sand.
Yeah, it's hard vetoed because I hate it. Pit Viper is the short summary. It's also something I don't feel like tolerating, which is the other side of it.
Yourselves.
Interesting.
Farewell.
Rook, more Venatori have invaded the sunken halls.
I'm not surprised.
They come in search of plunder.
We'll look out for them.
The shrouded halls have been left in appalling condition.
But yeah, put simply, I wasn't impressed with D4 on the gameplay axis, and I actively despised it on the story axis. So, me and a friend actually tried playing it co-op and put it down. And I feel like I'm underselling the point there. Those of you not aware, co-op kind of changes the game a little bit, right? Games that are otherwise bad can be palatable in co-op. But even in co-op, we were just like, no, this sucks. So we walked away from it. Yeah, whatever. It was also aggressively anti-co-op in some really frustrating ways. My personal favorite example is, let's say... Well, hang on. First, let me say thank you to that ref person. Thank you, that ref person. As usual, if you want to put those towards up to 3 things, please let me know. So, let's assume for a moment that you're approaching a quest. Okay, so you're approaching a quest. You're in a group with your friend. How do you think this should go down? Well, whatever you're about to say is not what D4 does. So in D4, let's say you are grouped with me, and you approach the quest. So they start talking to you. Full cutscene, full interactions, animations, stuff. You're just all watching it in the game there. And you're like, oh, cool, this is cool. And then once they finish talking, the quest advances to the next step. Logical, makes perfect sense. Meanwhile, I'm sitting, so that's from your perspective. From my perspective, you walk up to the NPC, and then about 2 minutes later, my quest advances. Because you talking to them counted for me talking to them, but I didn't get to see the cutscene. Hi-Fi Rush, Pokemon Platinum, and Stellaris. Done. It was pretty bad, yeah.
I have a cousin who lives in this town.
Oh, right, the elevator.
Was your cousin hurt?
No, she was lucky. Her neighbors lost their farms.
The gameplay was fine, but kept having weird irritations. Like that, honestly. Like, certain things about quest rewards or vendoring, or the way they did loot generation. It's nothing big, nothing like you could put in a bullet point on the back of a review. But it would be quite a few negatives if I was doing a review of it. But all of that pales compared to the story. The story is the real reason that game is turbo vetoed. It is aggressively bleak and despairing. Constantly. And I do mean constantly. There's someone in chat mentioned it. There's no positive moments. There's no uplifting, right? There's no worth it. Everything is awful forever, the end. In fact, it is so awful forever, it actually contradicts the lore of its own setting in the doing. Diablo 3 was a pretty dark game, but it was also kind of an overall uplifting game, because the whole point of D3, plot-wise, was us pushing back for the first time, I might add, against both the demons and the angels.
On your guard.
Let's go.
Oh no, it 100% was Kid Viper. I've actually seen the interviews. There was actually a lot of arguing in the developers' rooms about exactly how they should do it and blah blah blah. But it boiled down to Diablo is supposed to be all dark all the time, all grim, gritty, grim. And those were the people who won that argument. So D4 is all grim, all gritty forever. The end. I have no interest in that. Yeah, grim derp. Exactly.
Over there.
It's not enough you disturb my sleep. Now you interrupt my journey in the waking world.
Sounds like the trap demon in the necropolis.
It's agreed to change you. I'll flay you alive before you find the treasure I prepared.
demon knew us. It sounded exactly like the one trapped behind that sealed door in the necropolis.
I thought it was locked away.
Some powerful spirits can project splits of themselves. That must be what the one back home in the vaults is doing.
No, exactly, Blade Tunnel. To use another example, Borderlands, just the entire Borderlands setting, is horrifically dark. If you think about it. But if you don't, I mean, you play Borderlands, it's ridiculous. Leaning into the hilarity of it and just kind of joking about it is kind of how Borderlands works as a setting. Because otherwise it would be just as bad as D4. Like, have you ever really thought about what face pizza means? Like, actually think about it for a second. Yeah, 40K does this thing too. Yes, and in my experience, it depends on the writer when it comes to 40K. Some lean into it, some don't, and... The combat is probably the best overall part of the game so far. Dame Celeste.
You return.
It's the trapped spirit from the necropolis.
Is it pride that molded you? Do you think you can succeed in facing me where the Venatori failed?
Finish it.
Two demons down. Or two versions of the same demon.
They seem to die like anything else.
Pursue other quests for now, is what my quest log just said. Jeez Louise, okay. I like how all of these are higher level than me. Just all of them. Yeah, no, I figured. But yeah, I mean, if you want to enjoy D4, go for it. I'm not trying to dissuade you, but it's vetoed. And the odds of that changing are basically 0. Like, even if they polish up the gameplay to be worth a damn someday, that's never going to change the story axis, and that's the big issue I have with it, right? Plus, it also has that little petty, spiteful thing going for it, which... not a big fan of, in general.
See that? Bad guys.
Thanks, Harding. I didn't see the bad guys. I would be lost without you, Harding. They've been pretty cool so far, we'll back this.
Looks like the Venatori planned on taking a few things with them.
Exactly, Matt Overlord. It's the exact same vibe. Yeah, D4 also hasn't really gotten the support it needs to, well, turn into D3. Gameplay-wise, I mean. And, at this point, it may never. We shall see. Nothing is certain under the AI overlords of Microsoft right now. I mean, they could do some cool stuff with Umbral Magnus, but... I'm trying to think how to put this into words. There's a lot of pen and paper rule sets out there, but if we're being honest, the overwhelming majority of them, I'd say 80% of them, are redundant. I don't necessarily mean that as a bad thing, but what I mean by this, they don't bring anything to the table that you can't just do with another rule set, right? So if you're going to do something with a rule set, you need to bring something new. You need to actually add something to make your rule set a little bit distinct and different from the other ones. I am curious if they're going to do that with Diablo, and indeed, if they do, what it's going to be. Oh yeah, I had a random question for y'all if you feel like answering. So, we talk a lot about like negatives and positives and bad game design, all kinds of fun stuff like that, bad story design, you know. But throw all of that out the window for a second, okay? From a purely personal perspective, of each of the previous Dragon Age games, what is the thing that bugs you the most about them? Preferably, like, to keep with the spirit of the question, something that isn't really that big of a deal. It's just something that gets to you personally. Like a pet peeve, almost.
What's the ranged attack? As you say.
On to you.
Not ready. Range incoming.
I actually know my pick for Dragon Age Origins.
Manfred.
Emmerich wouldn't be a fan.
My personal pick for the most irritating thing for me personally in Dragon Age Origins is the fact that you can't have the AI, that is to say the Gambit system, run you if you're playing that character. Which, to me, completely killed any interest I ever had in playing a melee character in Dragon Age Origins. I think I've talked about that before. Like, manually clicking every freaking enemy to do every freaking attack across a 60-hour game gets old extraordinarily fast. Sort of, Ross. Related.
Sorry, but we can't do that right now.
Dog takes up a party slot. Yeah. Precious Decay. Yep. Oh, that is it. Plus necrotic damage, plus necrotic resistance, plus necrotic damage versus health, plus all of your other damage type bonuses contribute to your necrotic damage, well, half of them. Not too shabby. Yep, Necrotic Jade's the other one. Necrosis damage, necrosis duration, necrosis dex. Speaking of, Dragon Age 2.
More Venatori. And they're summoning a demon this time.
I could use the practice.
On your right!
See, I'm trying to come up with something that is, you know, the kind of thing I wouldn't necessarily give a negative for. There's plenty of flaws in the Dragon Age games. I'm trying to think of just something more personal than that. More of a vibe thing. Because, yeah, like, I could say Act 3 in Dragon Age 2, but that's just the game sucking, right? Like, that's not a personal pet peeve. That's the game driving off a cliff.
Venatori sure made themselves cozy here.
A win for
Werner
us.
and Veilguard will be happy. I think that's the last of the trespassing Venatori.
I mean, that's actually a valid pick, Lord Harriman. But I think I'm going to go with the health padding. Dragon Age 2 is a game that I would like to enjoy.
We can figure this out.
What out? With a higher difficulty, but I never have. It just pads out the health too much. And it just makes the game slog for me. That has always been like a personal pet peeve of mine for 2. So, Inquisition.
We got it.
A very little wisp.
Maybe later, but not right now.
Okay. It probably wants Emmerich.
That skeleton that used to be a spirit of curiosity is gone.
Our gratitude. The magic animating this haunting is ancient.
The gods stole its slumber.
Ooh, strength. I don't know what your strength is useful for yet, but I swear it's going to be for something. So I know I actually did give a negative for this, but I think the biggest pet peevey kind of a thing for me in Inquisition is just how freaking long every return to camp sequence takes. We've talked about this before. A lot of games have the return to camp sequence. Origins had it with the camp. Mass Effect had it with the Normandy. Baldur's Gate 3 has it with the movable camp. It's a normal concept in games like that. It's the spot where all your companions are, where you do chats and discuss, get quests, find out about new stuff. It's your hub. And it's the moving hub. It's the hub that moves with you. Cool, sure. Every goddamn time I go back to Skyhold, like, I actually did mention this in the review document because I was looking at it just a few days ago. It could take, in some cases, over an hour of just sitting there talking to people, just to slog through every single conversation and every single interaction, and then every update of the conversation, and just, in order to get through all of it, because it just takes forever. And it got to the point, I actually had this problem when I was reviewing Inquisition 2 years ago, or whatever it was, that I wanted to stop. I wanted to stop talking to people in the town. And that's a terrible state to be in a CRPG where that is meat content.
Over there. That could be the haunting spirit Myrna told us about. Something about a spirit whose sleep was stolen by the gods.
Emmerich says now he steals other people's dreams. I've heard veil jumpers call him the Nocturnix.
No, Ventures. For me, it just came out today. And I've been streaming all day. Because I have a job.
Take him out.
Now, first of all, why would I ever pay for early access? And second, and more importantly, when would I have time to take advantage of that?
One less spirit stirring up trouble.
Maybe he'll finally get his stolen sleep back. Not getting to have a rest? I'd be cranky too.
Oh, I hope I get to play Midnight at some point. Okay, so, necrotic damage, yay. Damage versus health, increased healing, gain health on perfect defense. Plus light attack damage while you have no potions. Interesting. Okay, whatever. Listen, if I could give up on sleep, I would have done it years ago. I hate sleep. Waste of time. I am not super worried about Midnight sucking. The Midnight patch content I'm a little more worried about.
There are no further signs.
We got rid of that haunting in Arlathan.
It sleeps once again.
Excellent work. We've an unseen visitor.
They pass on.
That is likely. I will be shocked if Midnight is as good as War Within. Like, legitimately shocked. Okay, so I think we're caught up, actually. I think all we have left now is to go to our other new area. Let's double check. Check all the peeps. Up, up, up. There's a talk to. It is likely that WoW has peaked. If it hasn't, that's a miracle, to be perfectly frank. If WoW, even if Midnight retains the quality of War Within, that is insane. War Within is the best expansion of any MMO that's ever been made, top to bottom. So if they somehow retain that level of quality, or even close to that level of quality, that is a huge and extremely impressive feat.
I'm sorry, but I find it completely unnatural.
I don't get why you think cremation's so bad. Everyone outside Navarra burns their dead.
All those lost vessels, fine mansions reduced to ash. Manfred, for instance, how would his wisp have fared if I hadn't given it a body?
What does Manfred understand exactly?
Simple things, but he grows. Spirits of curiosity are voracious learners. The more he experiences, the more sophisticated his conclusions. With guidance, of course.
Where or who'd you get his body from?
There was no single donor. The arms were recovered from a charnel pit. The ribs were a gift from a dear friend. And Manfred's wisp picked out his own skull from some donations. That was quite the day. He's been fine company during my Necropolis excursions ever since.
Yep, same to you.
It's just Manfred's way of saying hello. I encountered him as a wisp in the Necropolis years ago. A simple spirit, but so curious. He refused to leave my side.
So, you built a skeleton for the spirit to live in?
Spirits are formed from the emotions and desires of people in the mortal realm. Manfred's wisp came from curiosity. It's these spirits which animate the dead. Their drive revives the corpse, yet the corpse colors their actions. Thus, the eternal question, are undead inhuman spirits puppeting a body, or does some shade of the departed return?
I skip this. It's creepy.
I can't answer that. Can you?
I've come to believe there is a return. I swear I could see it sometimes, Rook. A glint of recognition of something more in the dead.
Hey, that's my sleeve. Are you trying to steal my buttons?
As well as a certain mischievousness. Manfred.
I mean, a spirit inhabiting anything is technically a demon. Well, an abomination. Oh god, we better keep track of our buttons. Umbral Magma says, ignore everything. What would I want from Dragon Age 4 story-wise?
The fires are lit.
Okay. Excuse me. Oh, sure. Yeah, I suppose the easy answer is the obvious one. I actually had this discussion just last night with a friend of mine. The obvious thing is not always bad. In fact, sometimes you kind of want the obvious thing. I think if I had a pick, like just magically could decide whatever story I wanted for Dragon Age 4, I would want the big epic conclusion. I would want you to follow through on my Warden. I would want you to follow through on my Hawk. I would want you to follow through on my Inquisitor. And I would want the three of them to unite against whatever. Solus is a perfectly good pick. In fact, I would probably go ahead and just go with Solus. I would also probably push for a massive status quo change towards the end, regardless of what you do. And have that kind of be like the conclusionary point of the story to date. So in other words, the story of Dragon Age effectively has ended, but the setting could keep going under the new status quo if it wanted to.
So I put the word out for dragon hunters, and I've heard back about someone who might work. It's a woman named Tosh from a group of Rivani treasure hunters called the Lords of Fortune.
Sounds promising.
An agent for the Lords said that Tosh is working on a mission for them along the Rivane coast. If we help her, she'll be free to join us and fight any blighted dragons the gods throw our way.
What do you know about what's going on in Rivane right now?
Not much more than you do. Varric and I never went there while hunting Solus. The Kunari were on pretty good terms with Rivane, but that was before the Antam military broke away from the rest of the Kun. I wouldn't be surprised if the Antam invaded Rivane like they did Treviso and Eastern Tevinter.
All right. Guess we'll be ready. Thanks for finding a contact. There can't be that many professional dragon hunters around.
Time to find out if the crossroads can get us to an alluvion in that area. We'll head out whenever you're ready.
That is admittedly a really tough question, Lord Harriman. If I'm being completely honest, my knee-jerk answer would be to just have them be alive. Just, there we go, they're alive. There's just too many issues with acknowledging their deaths, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I can. Oh, right. Okay, whatever. Well, that sucks to be you, Lord Hermont. You decided to kill off your character. So you have created the situation in which there is no good way to follow through on your story arc. That is your choice. And I would throw it completely out the window, because there is no good way to follow through on that. There's no option there. There's no winning move. Best to just trim that. Yeah, they already did that with Liliana. Mass Effect 3 completely ignores the fact that you can die in Mass Effect 2.
That looks painful. For them.
Yep.
You must be Tosh. I'm Rook. Here to help any way I can.
The Lords want to hit a cave on the coastal cliffs. Big Vinsimer makes her lair there. We get her out, the Lords get in, we go home and get drunk. Might be more on Tom. Don't get in my way.
Okay.
She seems nice. So, what's the plan exactly?
We need to lure the Vinsimer out of her lair. I set bait, she comes out to eat. My partners loot the lair while she's out here. We'll find the bait on the beach.
Anyone else feel like a lot of these areas are just spots that they designed for the live action thing, and then just, you know,
Blue with the yellow.
didn't want to waste the resources on not using them?
Oh, one that breathes lightning? I've heard stories.
We're not fighting.
Not a bad thing. It's good asset reuse. It's just, I don't know. I don't have a way to put it into words. It just looks like a map from a live service game.
On Tom ahead. Be ready. They go hard.
Oh no, I have to fight an Antom. I've never done that before. Come on. Oh, the factions thing is 100% that. Got it.
Shit! This is not your land!
Coming at range! They're at range!
Yeah, no, a lot of people think asset reuse is a bad word. No. Bad asset reuse is a bad word.
You're Your turn.
But to make my point clear, Lord Harriman, obviously in like a magical fantasy land scenario, it'd be nice for them to acknowledge every possible choice you've made in 3 games. But if you put that at my desk as its producer or director...
I've got no problem fighting other Canary.
I'm from Ravain. Not like I follow the Cune.
You've got the arm ropes.
Sure, I wear a lot of stuff. You don't get to tell me who I am. Doesn't matter anyway. The Antom don't follow the Cune either. Not anymore.
So what made you want to work with us?
I don't.
I thought you wanted us here to help you.
No.
I already hate this twit. I'm just gonna say that. Like they're just already a prat, and they're the first character who's just been a prat right out of the gates. That's wonderful. Great first impression. Yeah, exactly, Kira White Noise. Anyway, sorry, I don't remember if I finished my sentence, but the point is, as a director, producer, whatever, it is insane to actually consider acknowledging every single choice and having every single branching path that would have substantial ramifications across 3 games. It's not feasible, right?
Vincimers eat big game, usually sea life. They're not hostile unless you do something stupid.
Like, poke around in its lair?
Right. So we lure her out, then the lords go in and grab anything shiny.
But you do kill dragons, right? You're a dragon hunter.
I kill them when they need killing. This one doesn't. All right, beach is up ahead.
Right. You said we'd find bait here?
Bait'll find us. Come on.
How? Look, deep stalkers!
Knew they'd find us.
The deep stalkers are the bait?
Yup.
Why are you making me feel sorry for them?
Nice move.
What a few of them.
Dragons have big stomachs.
That one's big. Watch out.
That's their pack leader. Take her down.
Finish it. On to you. They're aiming for us.
I think that's the last of them. Now what?
Now I get the fire going and make our dragon dinner. Good. She'll like it. And this potion will put her to sleep for a few hours. But we gotta get her attention. Use the horn up there. Come on, she'll be here soon.
So, we held up our end of the bargain?
You did okay. So, what do y'all do?
Right now, we're trying to take down evil god monsters and their blighted dragons.
What? That can't be right. Dragons don't get blighted. They're smart enough to avoid that crap.
However it's happening, the gods are using the blight to force dragons to attack people.
That's messed up. Somebody needs to stop them.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
There you go. A task covered.
Where are we headed?
That old Grey Warden fort. Anton might be there. I want to see what they're doing. If it's anything the Lords of Fortune need to worry about.
She responds to the horn?
This time.
You fed her before then?
Took a while to get her used to it.
It sounds like you've got her trained.
You train a dog. You reach an understanding with a dragon. Vincimers are clumsy on land, better in the water. They cut the surface like a knife.
They swim?
They dive down after prey like a giant bird. Sometimes they stun schools of fish with their lightning. Gulp them all down in a single bite.
That was close. Maybe too close.
Letting us know she sees us. Might also be her way of saying thanks for the food.
Someone built an entire fortress and then left it empty?
Seems to be a big Grey Warden outpost. They left after the Darkspawn stopped coming.
I made a vow. No more puzzles. Almost started doing that one just on like reflex. It's like, wait. There's a puzzle.
That's the Antom. Let's check inside the fort. I want to see what they're doing.
No more puzzles. No more puzzles.
Shit. More Antom.
You're
not even supposed to be here.
They're hitting us from afar.
God, dude.
Whatever you say.
Weak dust people? I'll show you weak dust people!
It blew wind.
The Antom took over the outpost after the Grey Wardens abandoned it.
Yeah. Ravain and the Canary were at peace forever. Then the Antom broke away from the Qun and invaded. But Canary builders are part of a different caste. They didn't break away. So the Antom take over old forts like this instead of building their own.
I'm just gonna gloss over that.
Grapples, nets. The Antom are going after the Vincimer.
Is that bad? She can deal with that, right?
Not after I drugged her. Come on. They've been watching. They knew I drug her to make her sleep. Assholes!
I mean, the dialogue in the whole game really needs that editing pass that those 4 editors apparently gave at some point in their existence.
Come on!
You know what? That's actually valid, Blake Duvall. I don't even think about that. This is better dialogue than we've had earlier in the game, Blue End, if that makes you feel any better. Like, some of the early dialogue, especially the intro, is just absolutely atrocious. Legitimately some of the worst dialogue I've ever seen, no joke. It was bad.
They haven't seen us yet. We can run.
Hey! I brought her down. She's mine by right.
Makara.
Mara Namra Benori Bala! Atash Martarost! Asitarala! Kyuto!
Yunasi Bishidam.
Tarala!
Come on!
Okay. You weren't using your souls, right? Just checking.
So, you breathed fire.
Oh, and by the way, that's how you do an establishing badass moment.
Yeah?
But how?
Were we supposed to know this? Because I don't remember you mentioning it.
We can talk later. Let me know when you're ready. I'll burn the chains off the dragon.
Does she know we're trying to help?
No, she's pissed.
We don't have to fight her, do we?
We can run. I don't think she'll chase us.
Me.
As one dragon flew off, now safe to finish its nap, uninterrupted.
Little did they know!
Was about to wake up.
Oh, goddamn.
Surviving Antam poachers carried news of a fire-breathing Kunari back to their leader. Tosh and the team would soon find themselves being hunted by the Dragon King.
Thanks, Varric. Thanks. Appreciate you, buddy.
Wonderfully done, Tash. While you played with the big scary dragon, we looted the shiny stuff from her cave. So, Rook, Varric's talked about you. I see he wasn't making shit up this time. They call me Isabella, among other things.
What did you find in the cave?
A lot of dragon shit, gold, some fancy trinkets, and this.
A breast reduction surgery. Sorry.
If it puts a smile on your face, that's good enough for me.
Oh, it does.
Thank you
Like
for
the
all
hat.
your efforts. This is just as I had hoped.
Rook, this is Shathan. She's our expert on Kunari artifacts.
This piece predates the Steel Age by centuries. It comes from an earlier attempt at settlement. One that left no survivors. You used your fire.
What? No.
Were you seen by the Antam? You promised you would be careful, Evatosh. You need to be away for a while. It is good you are joining Rook's team.
I'm what?
Wait, were you not aware of this? Our contact here said you'd agree to join us.
Didn't Shathan... I thought you and your mother had agreed on this.
Nope.
Whoops. Well, you'll work it out. You always do. For gold and glory, Tosh. You're welcome back whenever. Rook, pleasure doing business with you.
Mother, what did you do?
I thought you would enjoy the chance to work with Rook's team. Do you not wish to stop these blighted dragons?
Of course I do. I might have decided to join on my own. Maybe after you talked to me.
I talked to you about not using your fire in front of the Antam. I will prepare potions for you to take. Would you prefer ginger or lavender?
The ginger.
Hassam Vinek. Rook, you will keep her safe.
She strong-armed you onto the team just like that, huh?
Looks like.
Anyway, welcome to the team. Might not be what you wanted, but we could really use the help.
I'll get my stuff. Hey. It is.
Sorry?
Joining your team. It is what I wanted.
Glad to hear it.
I actually don't mind previous characters having little cameos like that. Question is doing them well. I didn't like the Dorian one earlier, for example. But Isabella was fine. She's just here as part of a totally unrelated thing.
The Antam hate magic. They always talk about how much better Kunari are than everyone else. Now they worship elven gods for power? Hypocrites. But it explains why they pushed so hard into Ravane.
With this, Demeter's Crossing and the Blighted Dragons, and everything else we're all dealing with, feels like we're at war. A lot of little wars.
Yeah. That's how that works.
So instead of one giant fight, we have a lot of smaller ones. I bet that won't make things any easier.
The gods have made bargains with the worst people in Thedas, offered them all power. And it's not as though the Antam or Venatori will care about the price.
So how do we fight back then?
We don't have an army, but we do have allies. Like the Veil Jumpers.
After Demeter's Crossing, it's personal for them.
The Crows, particularly after we helped save their city.
Thea and Viago know what is owed. They will make good on that debt.
Also, Lady Morrigan requested a meeting at the Cobbled Swan in Minrathous.
Could she have found some trace of the gods?
Probably. Morrigan doesn't visit crowded taverns for fun.
I also heard from Grey Wardens out in the Hossberg wetlands, Antoine and Evka. Something strange is happening with the Blight there. I bet it involves the gods.
The first warden didn't seem impressed the last time we met.
I heard he told you to piss up a rope.
Will he be in the wetlands?
I don't keep track, but he can't stop you from asking a few questions, if we're fast enough.
Any details on the blight in the wetlands?
Antoine said he didn't write it down.
Why not?
Either he didn't trust someone else wouldn't read the note, or he didn't want us to panic.
Gillenane has laid low since we hurt her dragon, but the blight spreads rot wherever the gods go.
And no one's better at tracking blight than wardens.
Morrigan and those wardens feel like our best leads on finding the gods.
Are they really gods? Or just ancient mages? It's not clear.
They're gods. Or the closest damn thing to them.
Nev, you're back.
Yeah, I am.
I'm really tempted to be a dick to her. I'm so tempted to just be like, get back to work. You're like, no, okay. Whatever.
A couple new people have joined the team since you've been gone. This is Professor Emmerich Volkarin, he's our Fade expert, and Tosh, our Dragon Hunter.
Hey.
Charmed.
Right. Not everyone has met.
So you're a dragon hunter? Mirathus could have used you.
Shut
What's
up.
going on?
God damn it.
Back home. What isn't? Look, you made an impossible call without enough information. I get it. It's the corner the gods put us in. It just might take time to shake off.
You are back though, right?
Yeah, Belle. I'm back.
Okay. Well, I'm never bringing you to the team. I just want you to know that.
Given how things have gone, I wouldn't blame you for staying away. So thanks. We can't do this without you.
After what happened to Mirathus, I've got even more reason to go after the gods. If anyone's got a shot at this, it's the people here. I'm still on the job. Count on it.
Great. Let's follow up on some leads.
I'll let Lady Morrigan know we're ready to meet.
I'll send word to Antoine and Evka. They're holed up in a town called Lavendel.
Hold up. I want to do like 20 hours of side quests first. Is that okay?
Everyone else should rest up. Be ready to move when I call.
Never easy, is it, kid?
What do you mean?
Making the big choices, then living with the consequences.
I don't think it ever should be easy. As soon as it gets easy, you're not the right person to make those decisions. It needs to be hard. That's how you know you're taking it seriously.
And that's why I recruited you, Rook. You get that. Not everyone does. Anyway, you've got a meeting with Morrigan to attend, and dealing with whatever the Wardens found. All this chatting is taking it out of me. Think I'll rest for a bit. Good work, Rook. You'll find your way through this. I know it.
Yeah, by the way, how is Kirkwall? Aren't you a Viscount? And no, I get the same vibe, Lord. We're past you at this point, right? Like, we're farther than you've been. After experiencing the blighted attack, Nev has less trust. I actually appreciate that they put this out here. I shouldn't explain that. Relationship progress is slowed. Darn. And yeah, that feels like... You notice how the Vera cutscene is completely tacked on to the previous cutscene, which once again indicates that that was probably a rewrite at some point. Okay. So we've got a quest with Tosh, a talk with Asa, a talk with Harding. Looks like that's actually it. And Varric's like, little did they know. Listen, I know you want to romance Lucanus, but he's too scarred. But beautiful, but scarred. Sorry. What is Manfred doing? Okay, whatever. Hang on. Before I check in with them. Quests. No quests. No quests. No quests. No quests. Quests. So 2 areas for side quests plus here. Where am I going? I would rather eat rusty nails than romance Harding. And considering she's a dwarf with power over stone, that might be what she's into.
Carving monsters, huh? Didn't figure you for an artist.
This? It's by necessity. If you know your enemy, their weak spots, maybe you live another day.
You've got a flair for the dramatic.
Nothing scarier than the real thing.
What would he do with it?
Standard bestiaries are always some mage drawing things they've never seen, taking the piss out of it. They don't understand how when the hunt ends and you come nose to nose with an ogre, someone's going to die. So I'm making the real Monster Hunter manual.
Romance. Oh, sorry. Ahem.
Just remember, it's spelled R-O-O-K. The hero who took down the gods.
That chapter's going to be mine.
Where's the Gloomhowler?
Can't carve it till I know what it is. You want a piece of the Howler boy?
Is he ready?
Was I ready the first time I fought a Hurlock?
Well, you're still alive.
I got my ass handed to me. Broke 4 ribs and cracked my jaw. Then I got back up and drove a blade through its skull. In this line of work, Asan and I are only as strong as the quarry we hunt.
Makes sense. You'll learn to fight by fighting.
I don't know another way. Out there in the world, you sink or swim.
Can a half-lion, half-eagle swim?
Don't know. Asan?
Which half was that?
Search me. Both halves share the same stomach.
Right. See you around.
Yeah, that's another reason I can never romance Tash. They're way too young. Like, nah, I'm good.
Did I see you writing a message to the Inquisition? What's that about?
You know, Varric and I were part of the Inquisition, right? I'm trying to get news about the South. But Charter hasn't replied to any of my messages. I'm trying not to worry about what's happening there, but... No, it's probably fine. Charter's just busy. She's always busy.
Charter. Who's that?
She's the Inquisition's spy master. Or she would be, if there was still an Inquisition. I suppose she just works for the Inquisitor now?
So,
I haven't heard much about the Inquisition in years.
Oh, that's intentional. When the breach was open, we needed a large group to stop Southern Thedas from falling into chaos. It's changed in the years since. We're a smaller force working underground to keep an eye on things going on in the world.
Why isn't she here? We could use a hand.
Charter entrusted the search for Solus to Varric, to us. The world's large and she's got many things to deal with.
So how long were you with the Inquisition? 10 years?
Something like that. Why?
You must know the Inquisitor.
Well, yeah, we worked together. I wasn't part of the Inquisitor's inner circle, though. I spent more time with the ordinary people, the ones you didn't hear about.
I'm not going to even comment on that.
And the Inquisitor's advisors, what about them?
Of all of them, I'd say Josephine is my favorite.
Yeah.
She's lovely. She still sends me a box of handmade sweets from Val Royeaux every year on my name day. Cullen and I got along too, but he was always busy. He would have bad days from lyrium withdrawal sometimes, and I would share the tea that my ma sent. He's from Ferelden too. Maybe it reminded him of home.
What about Liliana? I heard she's intense.
I think she likes to cultivate that reputation. She's not nearly as terrifying as she sounds.
Isn't she the Divine, though?
I passed her in the Great Hall one day, and she suddenly turned and asked me if I wanted a nug.
A nug? Those small pink rodent things? What for?
Yes, we know what a nug is.
She loved them and made a hobby of breeding them as pets.
So, did you take the nug?
No! What am I gonna do with a nug?
So, tell me about these ordinary Inquisition members I haven't heard about.
The Inquisition hired hundreds, and most of them weren't magisters or Ben Hasrith or the left hand of the divine. There were scouts and stable hands, carpenters and cooks and quartermasters, even 2 dedicated pastry chefs. Most of them volunteered, like me. We wanted to help in whatever small way we could.
I'm sure those pastries were a great help.
My ma likes to say that sometimes the pie is for eating, and sometimes it's for crying into. Doesn't even need to be pie. Rector liked cake, and Faulkner loved soup. But food was always a comfort.
Rector? Faulkner?
Liliana gave all her agents pseudonyms.
Right, like Charter.
Well, Charter's Charter, but when the other 2 and I were together, we were just Lace, Wilbur, and Katya.
But you did know people from the Inquisitor's inner circle, didn't you?
I knew them, sure, but those early days, all I wanted was to prove myself and not get in anyone's way. Some of them were more approachable than others. Sarah was a puppy with a new toy. 100 new toys. Fun, if you can handle the mess. She was really the only one who could make Rainier, well, Blackwall then, let down his guard. Otherwise, he kept to himself and stuck to the stables. We'd talk when I visited the horses. And there was Cole, of course.
The spirit boy?
Yep. I was just sitting on the walls one day, and he asked if he could join my game.
Like a card game?
Nah, just good old people watching. Must have seemed like a game to him somehow. We'd pick strangers out of the crowd and try to say something about them. Like, ooh, she heard the joke yesterday and she's still trying not to laugh. Or one of Cole's. His eyes remind her of the ones beneath her bed.
Who stores eyes under their bed? I'm partial to a nice wall display myself.
Well, that's one interpretation that never occurred to me. Thanks.
You're welcome. Wasn't Cole an empath? He must have been great at this game.
Aha, but the rule was you couldn't say anything you actually knew. He got it in the end. I think.
So you didn't ask him if you guessed right?
Well, being right wasn't the point. Making a habit of seeing people was. I think he liked that. It's why you don't miss.
Do you miss it? The Inquisition, I mean.
It's hard to miss an organization. They're only as good as their people, don't you think? But I do miss my friends. We write each other, but it's not the same. And the Inquisition is different from what we've built here. Not better or worse, just different. It's special when you're among people working toward the same goal.
Not everyone. There was Solus. What did you really think of him back then?
Lonely. He always seemed lonely. It's hard not to be when you hold yourself above everyone else.
He might be lonely, but I doubt he cares. He's single-minded. Nothing else matters besides his crusade.
Because it's the only thing he's had. My ma used to say, a caged dog forgets there's grass outside. Anyway, I'm sure something out there's on fire, and here I am rambling about the past. I should let you go. Talk later?
Well, yeah, Ruthless Tim. I mean, obviously. They do mention the Dread Wolf several times. Like you do. Don't mind me. Go.
I can't believe it. We're meeting after all those letters. It's an honor, Professor Emmerich. What should I call you? I mean, with everything you've done, it feels strange to just call you Emmerich.
Emmerich is fine, please. We're not in a classroom after all. Far less predictable.
Okay, Emmerich. Right. I might call you Professor Emmerich sometimes.
It's a crusade. It's like, I got nothing. Let's go talk to the worst character in the party so far.
Hey.
Hi. Don't mind me. I mean, we'll see if Tosh turns into something, but I'm already going to give a negative for their intro quest because it sucked. Like, I was actually thinking about that. I can think of several characters I didn't like and then changed my mind on over time. Some good examples of that, too. Good night, always are. But, like, for the most part, if you have a bad introduction to a character, and then eventually they become a good character, that's just a positive and a negative, right? We have an entire system dedicated to this concept. It doesn't magically get rid of the negative of the intro, you know what I mean? And that was a bad cutscene. Or not a cutscene, it was a bad quest chain. They were just a prat the entire time. The pacing was off, the dialogue was bad. I don't mind having a character that grows over time. In fact, I actually rather enjoy that. That's... well, whatever. It irritates me that we get that with our non-binary character, but you know me. That has nothing to do with it. Yeah, Tidus is another good example of that, and we will have to talk about that when we go through that. Yeah, you notice I've been consistently calling them, even though they have yet to say that that's their identity yet in-game. Don't think I didn't miss that. So I'm guessing there's going to be a talk at some point.
I always expect something hidden behind waterfalls, and there never is.
Well, I do plan to do as many of the quests as I can do. So. There's no loot. 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 Oh, God. Actually, yeah. So, that's actually a better example of what I'm talking about. Luke from Tales of the Abyss is someone who 100%, if we ever reviewed that game, would get a negative for his introduction and the way he is early on in the game. Because he's awful. He is so bad, I know people who have put down the game and never continued it because of how bad he is. Like, he engenders actual rage in people. Now, later on, Luke becomes a much better and more interesting character. But, once again, that doesn't diminish the early part, right? So, negatives and then positives. That's actually a really good example, Tara.
These are the crows that were supposed to be picking up supplies.
Looks like they were ambushed.
Really? He's probably a net positive. That's from memory. It's been a while since I played Abyss. But, yeah. Ugh. Fine. Hang on. I guess it doesn't matter too much. Let's see. We'll bring our crow and... I don't know. No, it's true. We should. You are correct. I don't know. Here, Ash, let's go.
Eyes up.
Get this
Character I initially liked who never stopped getting worse. That's a bit trickier. Most of the time, characters don't get better like that. Or worse like that, excuse me. Wakana. I mean... I don't think Anders qualifies. No, seriously, like, Anders was Anders and was perfectly fine for the entirety of Awakening. And then we hit 2. No, I know exactly what you're talking about, Mr. Ed. Yeah, Anders left the narrative, and we started dealing with someone else. I don't think that's the same kind of thing. I mean, getting stuff off the 3DS is something I'm always in favor of, Tara, so... Yay for ports and all that. I've said before that people, for lack of a better way to put it, are a little bit too fixated on remasters and remakes. I'll include myself in that, too. There's nothing wrong with just porting some games off of systems. Lufia 2, excuse me. Like, really sit and think for a minute how many games are console locked still. And probably always will be.
All right. Some kind of puzzle with torches or fires or something. Make a treasure out of it.
Nah, I'm good. Yeah, 358 over 2 and Recoded are both DS locked. Lufia 2 is SNES locked. That's a new one.
In Rivain, the water's always falling down. In Antiva, it rises up out of the floorboards in your basement.
And yeah, the Xenosagas are locked on the PS2. Oh gosh.
Looks like the Antam got the supplies that were meant for the crows.
Then we take the supplies back and see the Anton pay in blood.
I'm actually defaulting here, Mr. Ed. I'm having trouble coming up with it. Like, I feel like I've encountered a character before where I thought I liked them and then they just never got better.
Lucanus, you're an Antivan crow.
Yes.
Do all crows have demons in them?
What? No.
It's fine if they do. I'm Rivani. Our seers let spirits possess them for ceremonies.
Well, Antivan crows don't. Spite was put into me by the Venatori.
Oh. That's messed up.
Yeah, no, like, I feel like that's a thing where your first impression of someone is like, ooh, and then it's just, oh, they're actually terrible. But like I said, I'm just not coming up with anything. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Javik's not a terrible what you fig example of this concept. It's like, ooh, he's cool. Oh. Oh. Javik does have a couple of extremely good lines. I will acquiesce to that. But that's about as far as that goes. Actually, I do have an example. I just realized.
Yep.
It's not from a game, though. I actually have two examples from the same movie series. Finn and Poe Dameron. I really unironically liked both characters quite a bit in Force Awakens. And I was immediately on board with the concept of both. And they never stopped getting worse. I mean, just the premise of Finn was engaging. Ex-Stormtrooper who decides to turn coat, that caught my attention like that. And it helps that John Boyega is a good actor, right? And, oh god, what's his frickin' name? Oscar Isaac, who played Poe Dameron, is another excellent actor. And, yeah, they never did anything with it. Like, even in Rise of Skywalker, there was that whole thing where it's like, oh my god, I've met another ex-Stormtrooper. And, like, there's this implication that there's going to be a character arc there, and then it doesn't happen. They get one scene chatting about it. That's it. Sorry. You don't understand. The scars of the sequel trilogy, they run deep.
You want some?
I don't think I ever didn't like hexadecimal. To answer that question. Can't you stop, please, and just die? Thank you. Well, I mean, this is their domain, so I figured if I'm going to bring someone else with Lucanas, this is a good one to pick. So pick them I did. Now, uh-oh. Who could it be? Wait! No!
Carrot!
It's you!
It's carrot.
And you have carrots!
For you! No!
No!
It's carrots for you. Those down there in the plastic.
Oh, that's a good point. He's eating them. I'll put him in a bowl right now.
You have 3 carrots.
Yep, 3 carrots. And just for that, watermelon slice.
I'll go in for Halo.
Okay.
Like, come here. It didn't want to come. For you. That is, I left this color of green, dark green.
What am I doing? I'm gonna go. I'm good. Yeah, I have to limit myself on my carrot intake because otherwise these 3 bags, for example, will go away in about 2 days. What he said.
More trouble.
I know, Giga. At this point, I might have to give the negative just for Harding. Gameplay, negative, just for Harding, because the moment we got rid of her, the audio spam went down noticeably. Cooked carrots are fine. I actually prefer raw, though, if given a choice. I can also accept boiled, that is to say steamed.
They're at range. They have one of the crows prisoner. She's still alive.
A relief to find more than just a body for once.
The Antom kept me alive so they could use me to trick Ravain into sending more supplies. I didn't think anyone was coming.
The Lords of Fortune wouldn't abandon you. It's the least we could do for the crows.
Thank you for your timely arrival. I'll get the supplies to Treviso and pay back the Antom there.
Well, actually, hang on. Now, grilled carrots. Oh, that's something I haven't had in a while, but oh.
I'm on it. Door's sealed, but those figures next to it look different. Might be a clue for how to open it.
Okay. Oh man, spiced pickled carrots. Don't even get me started on that. Don't even. Just I need them. I need them. Well, yeah, I'm Rook, Evo. Hello. You not know what I can do? I'm the main character. That's why the blighted dragons could do it. That's why the blight doesn't do anything. I'm just made of tungsten. Okay, this looks like a quest that's not worth doing. Let's skip this. Let's go over here instead. Exactly, Zedlightfall. Completely not worth the time.
Ever close to strangle a Kunari with their own Darsam?
With their what?
The ropes Kunari wear. You can strangle us with them, but only if they're tied wrong.
Why would we strangle you with your arm ropes? Why wouldn't we just stab you?
Doing it with the Darsam makes it look like an accident.
We're professional assassins. Most of the time, when we kill someone, we want people to know it was us.
Oh, okay. But you could strangle a Kunari with their Darsam if you wanted to.
Of course.
This is so casual. Yeah, duh. How do I go up? I think the warden would be like, ugh, I'm too old for this. And we just go home. Like, nah, I'm done. What are you doing? I'm done. I'm going home. Oh, by the way, I cured the blight. Bye. What? Yeah, nobody seems to care, I guess. There's something about ancient, evil, elven gods who are blighted. I don't know. How the hell?
Trouble coming.
Time to die.
Stay in cover.
Pumpernickel, how do I get to the second story of this stupid place? It says there's a ladder, like, right here, which I apparently am blind and cannot see. And both exits to this cave, this linear cave, don't seem to yield an answer for how to go up. Do you mind? Go away.
They're down. From what I hear, Mother is intense.
Yep.
It can be hard trying to live up to that.
Is your mother like that?
My mother died when I was young. I was raised by my grandmother, Katerina. She was very intense as well.
Right. The Venatori got her. You're gonna kill the ones that did.
Yes, I am.
Real quick, before we go any further. Now we can progress. There's a quest up here, Giga. What do you want from me? I'm supposed to do all the stupid quests. So all the stupid quests I shall do. I mean, I'll do all the good quests, too, but I'm still doing the stupid quests. What? You're dead. Get over it. God, you don't see me screaming every day. Oh, I'm so dead. Nobody cares. Whatever. And actually, bad quest? I mean, I've encountered a few quests I have given negatives to. But, like, a whole quest chain I would consider bad? No, not yet. I'm not counting the intro, obviously. I meant, like, side quests or prime ops. Up.
Okay. Looks like we made a door.
Trouble ahead.
I just noticed I can't actually complete this quest. Because the next step is to, wait until I can go to other places, which I can't go to yet. It's actually really funny.
Let's go.
could you guys go kill that stuff? Thanks. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Reminds me of home. Though if it were, Viago would have bought it already. Get ready.
They're at range.
Sorry for interrupting this scintillating song. This has max mana hit with weapon, do more damage for every 50 mana you're missing, and abilities now cost more mana and do double damage. Interesting. Yeah, the one in my party right now is our. So far. Past that, I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Got it.
I suppose technically I could say Anders in Dragon Age 2, but that... Oh, no, I think that actually counts. I think that counts. So... So I need to get a wisp here. That's, whoa, 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 whoa there. Thanks. I think. No, Cauldron. This is a colossal waste of my time. Yeah, the Arlethan was a much better exploration zone than this one. I suppose I shouldn't. I was trying to be thorough, and I figured, maybe I'm being, you know, slow or whatever. But you're right, this is taking forever. So, oh God, Lord Harmont. That could be true.
Rook, welcome to the Hosberg wetlands. I'd say make yourself comfortable.
This place is...
foreboding?
Yes. Well, foreboding is normal here, but it's worse than usual.
The Blight's always a problem in the Anderfels. It's not strange to find a corrupted patch of forest or swamp.
What is strange is the sudden surge of blight through the Hosberg wetlands. Much like the village you found, the blight here struck too quickly, and in strange forms.
It's choked the whole area, and the local village, Lavendel, was caught in it. But they're survivors. We can be grateful for that.
If there was a place that needed wardens...
Then here we are.
As far as we can tell, the gods you're chasing weren't here directly.
If the Blight's really changed, then the changes are widespread. As for how much...
I can almost sense something in there. Another sound under the Blight's usual song.
Stories say Warden sensed blight. I never thought it was literal.
It happens when you join the Order. But that's more than I should say.
When we met, you tried to block the sound out. Now you hear too much.
If it helps, that's what we're here for.
Should I be worried?
About me? No. About the Blight? Yes. But you already are.
We heard rumors of the surge here and volunteered to investigate. The first warden expects a report. Soon.
If we want proof the Blight's changed, then this place is where to find it.
But the way the Blight left the village, we've had our hands full just keeping it back and helping the sick.
You need more to study.
Yes. The odd growths the Blight has formed, like boils, they surround Lavendel. I need more samples.
I'll see what I can do. This place is lucky to have you.
Trying to make us like you?
Is it working?
I'm not complaining. I'll give you something to contain the Blight. Oh, and watch for Darkspawn.
Can't sing our praises if you're dead.
Good point. See you soon.
Okay, so clearly, yeah, I think I'll go cut off here. So tomorrow, hopefully, possibly, maybe, more side quests.